What's up? Hi, welcome to the third episode of Box Office. And in case you don't know who I am, it's your girl Jessie, here to review another really cool movie and basically persuade you to watch it. But before we move on and talk about the movie, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Make sure to comment down below and click on the notification bell icon to be so that you'll be the first to be notified if we post more videos like this. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe. So now let's move on to the video. So this movie was produced in collaboration with Disney and Pixar, and it was written by Peterson. And it took him approximately 7 years to come up with this movie. So when Peterson started, he started brainstorming the whole idea of the Elemental movie, and it took 7 years to come out, which is, a really long time. Now, this was inspired by Peterson's own experiences as a child because he's the son of two immigrants. So when his parents immigrated in the 1970s to the United States, when he was moving around in his community, he realized the different groups of people that were present there, how culturally diverse and how beautifully diverse it was. And, that kind of inspired him to come up with this whole concept of having different elements as different social classes and having them coexist peacefully within one community.
Meet the residents of Element City. Air usually has their head in the clouds.
Oh, my new jacket!
So I would say the protagonist of the movie is basically the fire element, who goes by the name Ember Lumen, and she's voiced by Leah Lewis. And she's the daughter of two immigrants who move into Element City, and they go there and they enter the fire district. So it's known as Firetown, where only the fire elements reside, and they open up this little convenience store known as the Fireplace. But, Ember's parents, they kind of work really hard day and night in running the convenience store. And at one point, Ember's dad tells her, okay, when you grow up, you'll have to take over this store. You're going to inherit this. You'll have to be responsible and all of that. But, Ember kind of made up her mind, okay, my dad wants me to take over his business, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. At one point, Ember was working at her parents' convenience store. She was helping around with the chores and, helping customers. And at one point she was overwhelmed by the amount of customers who kept coming into the store, and she goes down to the basement and she has this outburst which ends up breaking a particular pipe, a water pipe, and that ends up in a huge leak, and that summons Wade Ripple, Ember's future love interest. So Wade Ripple comes in, and he's an inspector in the Element City, and he tells Ember that there has been a fault in the whole piping system, and that he will have to report this to his employer, who is the air element, and he's known by Gale, if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, he'll have to report this to his employer, and his employer might have to take action, and the convenience store might actually cloning. And then the two of them, they go to Cyclone Stadium and they talk to Wade's employer, who is Gale, and he tells him, here, this was a mistake, they could probably fix it. But then Gale tells Gale realizes that Wade Ripple, he's an inspector, and he kind of deals with inspecting and discovering the sources of floods, and he tells him, if you can discover the source of this damage and leak and seal the leak, I can actually let go of the violation. So this is where Ember Lumen and Wade Ripple, they both embark on this adventure to kind of help find a solution to this issue. And within that time, they kind of hang around the city, they get to know each other, they have some fun, and eventually there's a little bit of love that is rekindled right there.
What's this?
Whoa. Dad, those are too hot.
I love hot food.
So you know how I say that Ember and Wade could probably fall in love with each other, right? But we realize that Ember is a fire element and Wade is a water element, and that fire and water cannot mix. Elements cannot mix, and that is one rule every inhabitant of Element City abides by.
Elements cannot mix.
So how do they, connect with each other? How do they fall in love? If Ember even touches Wade, she could be extinguished, and he could be harmed as well. So this kind of tests the whole aspect of loving each other for their differences and not trying to be the same. For example, let's say when we like someone, we always try to like the same things they like, so that thinking that they'll like us back, right? But little do we know that it's the differences that make things beautiful. And when you're different and your partner is really different as well, and you all get into a loving relationship, that makes things even more beautiful than it yeah, than it should be, right? So those are some of the things I loved about the movie, and I'm assuming it's still running in most of the cinemas. So as long as it's running, make sure you go and watch it, because that movie is a must watch. You know, you can, it's kid friendly, you can take your friends, you can take your family, take some really good popcorn and go watch it, and let me know how you found it in the comments below. But until then, I'll be back next week with another quick movie review, and until then, it's me, Jessie. Bye.